What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Team Chat Podcast, a video game show. I'm one of your hosts, Jarrett Wilson, joined to my right, Rachel Mogan.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno to you as well. How are you this fine day?
I'm doing all right.
Doing all right?
Long
We're here.
day, driving to and fro San Antonio.
Yes, and it's been a long week as well for me. Just busy. So a little sleepy today. Feeling a little tired.
Well, I think because it is finally getting hotter.
Yeah,
It's getting hotter
And today
out here.
it decided to be like, oh, you thought you were going to get a nice summer, a nice cool summer. No, it's hot as hell out there today.
And Jarrett's digging a trench in his backyard.
For water irrigation purposes, not just for fun.
No, it's just for fun.
I'm actually very much into World War I reenactment right now.
I've been really chronicling the trench progress as every time I've come over, the trench has been slightly different.
And now it's the most progress that you've seen in a while.
Now it's full of gravel.
Now it's full of gravel. What we're doing, everybody, is we're building a dry creek bed because right now, because the El Puppies, they run around like crazy. We have no grass in our backyard. Our backyard is also heavily shaded. So it's also just bare dirt, kind of. And then when it rains, that dirt stays mud and stays mud for a while.
And the puppos.
And they gotta go outside.
Puppos.
They gotta go to the bathroom.
They must.
So our house has just like been off and on covered in mud, like inside and out for a while. So we are taking drastic steps to try to control it and at least handle some of the water. It's also going to look really pretty.
It's also going to look really nice.
I think
Ergo, the trench.
The trench, a.k.a. Fender Creek.
Creek.
That's what we decided to call it.
I'll call it Fender Creek when I see water in it.
I mean, we're trying. Our plan eventually will be to like put a little like walkway bridge over it, just so you're not like tripping over it, and we'll put a little sign that says Fender Creek. So
nice, that'll be really cute.
Stuff. It'll be nice. It'll
also
be nice.
A little bridge for turtles to cross.
Exactly. Well, that was my thought too. It's like you don't want to always have to be like stepping across like this thing, especially like if it is raining or whatever.
I have short legs.
I don't, but it's still like I don't want to be stepping over it.
It's my house too, Jared.
Well, that's why I wanted the bridge for the people who couldn't step over it. So, we're putting some stuff. It should be good. It should be a good time. Just like this episode of Team Chat Podcast, where we're here to talk about the video games we love, the video games we hate, and everything in between. Although we're still pretty low on the ratio
on
of
hates.
love to hates.
Yeah,
the hates are like down, like 2 games down at the bottom. Everything else way up at the top. We love them all because we love those video games. And you can listen to us talk about video games on podcast services around the World Wide Web, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and others. You can also watch a video version of each episode over on our YouTube channel. Links for all that are in the description below. You can also find links to our social media, such as our Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok, where you can follow us along there. And you can also find a link to our Discord server where you can join us there, have a lot of great conversation when we're not here recording the show. It's a great time. Buy some merch, some cool Team Chat merch. Sorry, I'm not modeling it for everybody today, but we have shirts, hats, cups, tank tops, all that good stuff. And you can buy them over on our TeePublic store. Link for all that is in the description below as well, where you can also find the link to our Patreon, where you can support the show, just like Allison H, Fuchsia, Ark, Brandon W, Brandon Bro Mogan, Super Saiyan Ace, Erica L, Elise F, Michael B, Michael S, Snooty Boots, Susan M, and Zach S have done. For as little as $1 a month, you can go and support the show, and in return, we'll give you cool perks like getting the episodes early before their general weekly release, access to a private channel on our Discord server, the Rogues Gallery, as well as a Patreon exclusive
Pre-show.
I couldn't think of the right word. Access. That's the word I was thinking of. Patreon exclusive access to our pre-show recordings, the new Team Chit Chat of all the stuff that we talk about before we actually say, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Team Chat Podcast. So if you want to enjoy all that stuff, and that is for patrons of all tiers and everything like that, so check that out if you want. And if you can't support the show, that's no big deal. There are other ways you can do that by, telling your friends, subscribing wherever you listen to or watch this show, commenting below, anything like that just gets the good word of Team Chat Podcast out to the masses. And for that, we are eternally grateful and love each and every one of our viewers, listeners, and patrons alike. Heart emoji.
Heart emoji, XOXO.
XOXO. But before we get into the main topic of the day, which is going to be she's cracking her knuckles. She's getting ready for the down and out fight.
It's good. I told Jared on Discord, I was like, I think we're gonna have to throw hands.
We're gonna have fisticuffs.
Today over one of Jared's hot takes. I already loosely know what it is, and I know it's gonna make me mad.
I've talked about it a little bit already, or mentioned it. So, but yes, we're gonna be going over some of our video gaming hot takes. So we'll be getting to those in a second. But before we do, let's get a little bit of news. and what's coming out soon with our Moment with Mogan.
All right, so as of July 25th, we have Grounded 2 coming out for early access for the Xbox Series X and S and PC. If you're not familiar with Grounded, I believe it is the Honey, We Shrunk the Kids, the video game, but they didn't have the rights to the title, so they had to call
Rick
it somebody
Moranis.
else. Also on the 25th, we have No Sleep for Kaname Date from AI, the Somnium Files. This one has a dash and the colon. That's insane. That's my hot take, is that when names are too long, your game has done something wrong.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's No Sleep for Kaname. Oh, I bet it's Kaname Date. No Sleep, because Kaname Date sounds like a name, but I could be wrong about that. Anyways, No Sleep for Kaname Date from AI, The Somnium Files is coming out to the Switch 2, the Switch, and PC. We've got Wild Hearts S for the Switch 2 on the 25th as well. On the 28th, we have Primal Planet for PC. We've got on the 29th coming out Mado Monogatari, Fia and the Wondrous Academy. That sounds like a lot.
Yep.
It also sounds like maybe one of those, based on Wondrous Academy, it sounds like a cute little witch game.
Oh, yeah?
I'm willing to bet that if I clicked on it, that's what it would be.
Probably so.
That's coming out for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and the Switch on the 29th. We've also got Orcs Must Die, Death Trap on the 29th as well for PlayStation 5. Tale of the Shire. Lots of people in our Discord are excited about this one. Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game, is coming out at the very end of this, well, not the very end, but the end of this month on the 29th for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, PC, iOS, and Android. Rare point for mobile.
Mobile right off the bat.
If you've missed it, Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game, is the cozy Hobbiton life sim game that a lot of people are really jazzed about. It does
Stardew
look
of the Shire.
Yes, it does look quite up my alley. Tragically, I am already deep in the weeds of fantasy life, so I will most likely not be playing it, but kudos to everybody else who picks it up. Wargroove 2 is getting a port to iOS and Android on the 30th. 9 Years of Shadows is coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One on July 31st. A game about digging a hole. Now that's
Is
a
that the
proper
title?
game name. That's a good proper game name.
That is a good one. It's very clear. You know
Very
exactly what
clear,
you're getting
very
into.
concise. A game. Oh, I think I've seen people play this on YouTube.
Oh, yeah?
And I think it's one of those, like, it's got a... You know what? I'm not going to say anything about it. Imagine, blah, 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 air, water pressure cleaner simulator.
Pressure washer?
Washer simulator. I couldn't think of the word for it.
Yeah.
But pressure washer simulator,
yeah.
it's like that, but digging a hole.
Oh,
So a game about
okay.
digging a hole is getting a port, I believe, to iOS and Android. I think it's already out for PC and maybe the consoles, unclear. Dead Take is coming to PC on the 31st. Heartworm is coming to PC on the 31st as well, along with Lucy Dreaming for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, and then Ninja Gaiden Ragebound.
Oh,
this is
yeah,
the
that
2D
did look fun.
side scroller.
That one looked really fun.
And I think this is the 2D side scroller. And God, I hope I'm not wrong because I'm actually really interested in this game.
Yeah.
That one's coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on the 31st. And finally, Time Flies for PlayStation 5, Switch, and PC, rounding out the end of the month as well.
Very cool, very
Boom.
cool. You know, a game that I think they need to add into this simulator, like power washing simulator, all that stuff, because it's one I've recently got to experience in real life.
Trench Digger?
No.
Jared, you've been digging a hole.
I have been digging a hole. I've done too much work in trenches. I don't want to do that anymore. What was I going to say? Oh, so I got to do. I've been doing this at work, and it's honestly like one of the most just like shut your brain off, but yet rewarding tasks. Shrink wrapping.
Ooh, that does sound pleasing.
Because like it's the whole thing of like you put the book in.
I've never
or the
gotten
whatevers.
to shrink wrap
Okay, well you
stuff.
gotta come to work sometime.
Yeah, I
I'll
want
let
to
you.
try
I'll let
it.
you try
Let me
it
use
out.
the machine.
So I keep telling Sam too, like I'll send her a picture of like a huge stack of like new books that I have to shrink wrap, and I'm just like, it's gonna be a busy day here.
it's
She's
gonna
like,
be
if you want to come help.
That does sound awesome.
Because yeah, it's awesome. You just like put the thing in, the book into whatever it is, then you like push down the lever to seal it and like create the bag for it that you put it in. So there's all that a little bit, but then you get a heat gun, and that's how you actually like press around and you get to smooth out all the ripples and the wrinkles. And if you get a hole in it, well, oops, you got to start over.
Oh no!
And so it's actually super fucking fun.
That sounds
I think
awesome.
shrink wrapping simulator needs to be be the next one out.
I think that's a great idea
I think
because
so.
it's a
No one steal that.
trademarked.
Trademark.
Copyright.
Check.
Oh boy, yeah, that's a great idea.
That would be really fun because yes, it's I did it for like the first time. I've did like now I'm really good at it too. So like everything's crystal nice and smooth. It looks like it's from a machine. I'm like, ooh, yes, this is pretty. It's good stuff. It's fun stuff. It scratches that itch, gives that dopamine real well.
That sweet dopamine hit.
Sweet dopamine. Okay, well, it's time. We've had fun. It's time to get down and dirty and talk about some of our video game hot takes. Should I just start with my big one?
No, why don't we start with
save?
one of my like starter ones?
Okay,
I've got a lower level one that I know that we actually share.
Ooh,
and
okay.
so it's one of the rare things we've gotten a hate comment for.
Nice.
And I know as soon as I say it, you're going to be like, oh, duh. Jared and I's joint hot take. And I think in this day and age, it truly is a hot take. We both think Veilguard is more fun than Dragon Age Inquisition.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. And that's a hot take for the Dragon Age fans.
That is true. Honestly, like I'll say it again. And I think because I said it in the review and I will agree with this, that I still think Dragon Age Veilguard is the best one.
Obviously, I haven't played all of them, but having played enough of Dragon Age Inquisition to be absolutely sick to death of it, and having now played Veilguard and having time away from both of them, because now Veilguard isn't quite as fresh on the brain,
right.
So I've had some more time to digest my thoughts about it. Truly, I think that like threshold of enjoyment comes down to I just like the true distillation of my issues with Inquisition. It was so bloated.
Inquisition was
just
huge.
Too much. And there was too much that wasn't worthwhile. Like it just wasn't fun.
Like the crafting was unnecessary.
Yeah, the crafting was unnecessary.
The like a mass amounts of resources you felt like you had to collect, like minerals and rocks and different stuff like that for all that. Plus making like a masterwork item made no sense.
It like wasn't even better than the stuff that you would find
and
at high.
Shittier.
Yeah, and
because it was
they were
because
ugly.
it was like you were meshing two parts together to make something, so it didn't have
they
like
were not good.
It wasn't like a generator that could like make X number of like impressive looking swords. You just got like a base looking sword that looks like shit. Maybe it was like a little shinier, and it was that way with the armor sets too. But honestly, you saying that now, and now having gone through and playing,
now you're mad.
Well, no, it's just like remembering how great it was, because it was kind of the thing where it was like, I've now gone and been playing, Clair Obscure, making my way through that.
Ooh,
and then
making your way downtown.
Walking
what
fast.
Faces past and you're Claire bound. But
Are
we going to get copyright struck?
Maybe. Our angelic singing voices triggered all the YouTube stops. But no, it was the... Basically, I've been playing other like third-person adventure RPG style games.
The vampires of the world,
yeah,
if you will.
Stuff like that. Since we played Veilguard, and man, like kind of like they're all good in their own ways. And I'm not saying like Clair Obscure is bad. I'm having a very fun time with Clair Obscure. But
I was about to say we were truly going to throw hands. If you
Clair Obscure sucks ass. No.
Jared, our entire Discord will leave if you say Clair Obscure is good.
It's very good. I'm having so much fun with it, way more than I thought that I would have with it. And especially, who did I just get? The fourth person.
CL?
CL.
Ah, yes.
She's fun. I'm figuring out how to use her. I haven't quite landed on it yet. But Mael? Mael?
I noticed that every time you write her name in the Discord, it's different every time.
Well, because now I've actually finally landed on it. It's Maelle?
Yes.
Okay, so now I actually remember it.
Like Elle Fanning, but with a ma on the beginning.
There we go. That's perfect. I'll remember it now. But she is by far my best character.
Mael is so fun.
Oh my god,
like
she's fun.
Her entire kit is super fun. I would really say like this. This is not what we're supposed to be talking. You know what? I'm gonna bottle those back up. I'm gonna save.
We're gonna save it for Clair Obscure thoughts.
Yes. So your point being.
My point being. I have been searching for the Veilguard high since I feel like I've realized since Veilguard. Like I've been in these other games like this is 3D, like not 3D, third person games, RPG style elements to them and different stuff like that. But like Veilguard is the one that like I consistently remembered being like, man, I'm just having a good time through the whole thing. Like there was never like the combat was fun, exploring was fun. And again, I'm not saying this is not true for Clair Obscure. Just how it all hit with Dragon Age, I think probably due to my history with the series.
Oh yeah, you do have a lot more.
Damn, it was a good game.
You got a lot more emotional attachment going on there.
And just kind of like like I said in my review of it, it really felt like the amalgamation of all the best parts of the previous games. So, having that, and it just being a franchise in the series that I've loved so much for so long, it's just a damn good game. It's
a darn good
and
game.
I want to replay it.
Yeah.
Go back for that platinum.
And final thoughts on why I think Veilguard is better than Inquisition. Not just the bloat. I truly thought that the villain was so much like really that was one of my biggest complaints
Elgranon
about.
and Gillenane?
Yeah, Elgranon. No, not even Elgranon and Gillenane. Solas.
Oh yes,
yeah. I mean, really, because Elgranon and Gillenane, they did feel a lot more present than Corypheus
was like,
did.
Who the fuck's Corypheus?
Corypheus was like a guy that you see down the street that like shakes a fist at you, and then you don't see him again for a year. And it's like, am I supposed to be afraid of this guy? Am I supposed to be invested in his story?
Yeah.
Elgranon and Gillenane, they had big personalities, and then of course Solas had a huge personality, both in Inquisition, but even more so in Veilguard. So I think it did its villain much, much better. I think the story was a lot more dialed in. Obviously, a lot of the bloat from Inquisition was taken out. Some people are going to say that those were the RPG-rich elements. And I'm going to say, well, that's for the birds, frankly.
It is. And honestly, like games like that have the more in-depth like customization and crafting and all that stuff, like those have their place and are fantastic too.
But also
Inquisition
it helps if
handled
those...
it incredibly bad.
Yes, exactly. Like those elements are good when they're fun.
Yes.
They weren't fun in Inquisition.
They were stuff you could ignore and the game would have zero impact or difference. And that is what was just like, okay, not a good time. And then plus two, like sure, it was kind of the standard, like, Dragon Age games and their combat style are kind of a like mix of turn-based and real-time at the same time, because it is, you pick, especially in Inquisition, you would like pick your move or something and you would perform that action. But even in like the older ones, like for the first Dragon Age, it was like X, hiya, X, hiya. It's just like very stilted and everything. So then Veilguard to have such a live combat was, oh my God, so good. But I could talk about that forever.
Yeah,
but
so that's
Veilguard,
that's our first joint hot take.
I do have a hot take. It's about a mechanic, but it's one that comes up a lot. I don't know if it's just me. Like, I've gotten dumber. Very possible. But it seems to me lately, more often than not, game map and game navigation has gotten shittier. And I am getting lost and just, like, confused. Like, it's happening in Claire.
Oh, it do happen pretty bad in Claire Obscura.
Okay, so I'm not alone in this?
No, actually,
okay, so see, it's not a hot take. It's a milquetoast.
Actually, so I personally would not have noted that, but we will save that for the Claire Obscura episode because a lot of people in our Discord did talk about that specifically.
I know we talked about, like, there was a lot of talk about, like, overall UI, which, honestly, I didn't... It was specifically map. Okay,
it was specific.
There have been
we had
so
some
many days
specific
that I've been
things
at
about
work
the
and then
map.
get home, and there have been like 100 topics of conversation that I missed out on. Then I'm trying to like catch up,
and
I'm
they're
like,
all spoilered out because it's all Claire Obscura.
it's all Claire Obscura. And so then I come in and be like, I just met this guy and he's cool.
Jared's like, I think my hell is neat.
I'm playing. I'm having fun. I'm doing my part.
So for real, one of Jared's comments was, I just encountered the cultist.
Cultist, yeah.
And his hat is dope.
No, that was somebody else who said that hat was dope.
Okay.
I was like, this dude's from Bloodborne.
Oh, yes, he is from
like,
Bloodborne.
straight up, the attack style.
Oh, the cultist greatsword. Or like the
Yes,
great sword
cultist.
wielding cultist, something like that.
They are like pretty hard enemies.
But they're pretty tough.
They're pretty tough. And I was like, this is straight out of Bloodborne in design, attack style, everything about it.
So you know how it may or may not be the greatsword cultist. One of the cultists stabs herself to gain shields.
Greatsword cultist.
Have you learned Mael's ability that helps with that?
Ooh, I don't know if I have yet.
Okay.
Because right now, if you get down to the rest of your party knocked out except for one person, you're going against a greatsword. Sorry, there's not anything you can do because they just charge up their shield.
Well,
there might be, but I must not have it.
You want a tip then? So it's
tip.
not really a spoiler.
I'll take Pictos build outs. Like, I don't care.
No, it's
like,
not even really Pictos. You just have to save up your skill points. You might even have enough already because one of Mael's kind of earlier skills is called like Breaking Bad or something.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
She has a skill that immediately removes all shields from an enemy, and then she gains the shields in return.
Oh, shit.
Or like she gains AP based on the shields. I can't remember the exact
then I
thing.
need to get that.
But the point that matters is she is crucial against the cultists.
Okay, so is the new
CL.
because she does the Twilight damage, which they're weak
Yes.
to.
Yes, correct. Dark damage.
Little bit of tips.
Little tips and tricks
for you newbies out there with the Claire
that
Obscura
weren't
world.
related to the hot takes thing,
But still, okay. So getting back to my point, because this is happening in Claire Obscura, and I won't focus on Clair Obscur since we'll save that for, for the other stuff. But it happened in Doom: The Dark Ages as well. I just would be like, Clair Obscur is annoying because you can't look at a map unless you're out in just the open world, not in one of the locations that you like, Ancient Sanctuary, Gestural Village, any of that stuff, or Gestural Village, excuse me. And so, when you're in those areas, you can't look at a map at all.
Yes.
And you don't even have a compass.
And that kind of does suck.
And it sucks because I will come out of a fight more often than not and then head back the direction I came from because, I'm already facing that way. Just whatever, what angle the camera takes and you're looking at it. So I don't know what it is. This is what I mean. I honestly don't know if it's me being directionally challenged when I look at pull up a map and look at it. But it happened in Doom. It happened in...
it was bad in Control.
In Clair, Control was bad too.
Map was
and even
so
I want to
bad.
say the Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor. Maybe it's something about the 3D layered style map. I don't know. And even Clair doesn't even have a compass marker either for showing which direction you're looking, which I think even just having that directional north, south, east, west for me to see at the top of the screen, it doesn't have to be huge. I just want something to give me a little bit of direction, which is hilarious because in the real world, my sense of direction is great.
It's just vague.
You can put me in we go to a new city or whatever, we'll go walk around and be like, no, we came from this way, we go back up this street, boom. I just remember that stuff. In a video game, it does not translate.
Yeah.
And so again, I don't know if this is, and this it isn't even a hot take. This feels like a pet peeve. I probably said it in our pet peeve episode, but it's just the thing of just we need to have better, the maps just need to be good because I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it.
I remember Control's map being so bad and useless that I genuinely found it more helpful to use the in-game, when you were actually walking around as Jesse, to use the in-game building signage.
Yes.
Because they would have big signs it's a big office building, so there are directional signs pointing every which way, and I was like, I'm not going to use the map. I'm going to use these signs, and that's going to tell me where to go. And that is the mark of a bad map. You know who did a great map?
Who?
A great 3D map?
Tell me.
Metroid Prime.
Oh.
Metroid Prime's map system is perhaps not perfect, but they had a fantastic, simplified, very geometric, but 3D geometric, imagine cylinders, cubes, that kind of stuff. Those sorts of things representing the different, air quotes, rooms of the map that you would go around on, all interconnected, and you could zoom in, you could zoom out, you could tilt the thing fully 3D.
See, that's nice.
So that you could figure out exactly where you were, so you could, no matter if you were on, air quotes, the third floor or the third floor basement, you would always know exactly where you were on the map. And I feel like Metroid Prime is from fucking 2004 or something.
That's what I mean. It's just other games, I've played a shitload of big open world games. Oh, I mean, same thing. It's why I didn't like Breath of the Wild either. There's no map. There's nothing directional sense, you know?
You get the map later. You build the map
I know,
out.
but that's frustrating. Again, I'm saying it's a mix. I think it's a mix of me and it's a mix of game design.
Yeah.
But something has changed, and I am no longer good at directions in games.
No,
and I will
honestly,
I will look at the map and be like, okay, cool, I need to go up here to the left. And I go up to the left and I open the map and I'm like, nope, I should have gone right.
Yep.
How did I fuck that up?
I don't know.
But I did. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily a hot take. I don't feel like.
I don't know. I feel like the hot take of maps have gotten worse in recent video games.
Okay,
that
that's
one
my hot
might
take.
actually be
That's
a
my
hot
hot
take
take.
because I feel like that's
Maps
the
are
crux of
worse.
what you're getting to.
Yeah.
Because maps used to be good and
They did.
easy.
They did.
And now they're bad.
And now they're bad, they're clunky, they're hard to navigate,
Yeah.
and oftentimes even get stuck in their own camera where it's you're trying to get you'll have 3D maps. I feel like Doom or the Fallen Order games were bad about this. You would go to try to look under and see a ramp, but you couldn't position the map, the model in the right way. And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Or this honestly falls more under pet peeves than a hot take, but also the fact that so many maps nowadays are just varying shades of black and gray.
Yes.
It's what? This isn't helping.
No, because then it's can I have a color coded each level is this
it's
or
all just it's all dark mode.
Yeah.
It's all dark
Which
mode.
I love
maps,
dark
and I'm
mode, but,
don't get
I
us
need a
wrong, we do
little-
like dark mode,
Yeah,
but
we need a little bit more variety to be able
Yeah.
to tell the difference of these things. So
Yeah.
yeah, map design is getting worse.
Yes. Well, before we move on to our additional hot takes, we did have quite a few suggestions from people in our Discord
did?
about this.
How did I miss this?
I went back back.
Okay.
I went back and I found them. Because I
Okay,
was like,
cool.
I remember people had suggestions about this, so
Yeah.
I went back and found a few.
Sweet.
All right, so Snooty Boots had quite a few. Oh God, his was
wow.
his was really big. All right, everybody strap in.
Strap in. We got a novel.
All right, Snooty Boots had 3 top video game hot takes, very episode style. Snooty
like it,
Boots,
I
very
like
nice. So his first one was, the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree DLC is overrated.
Ooh.
And that technically got nominated for Game of the Year, which is another, it's not even a hot take.
That's not a hot
Everybody
take.
agrees that shouldn't have been a real
Everybody
thing.
was like, no.
Anyways, he goes on to say, the mechanic of having to collect skidoo tree shards, God, I hope that's how you say it, in order to take any hits or deal any meaningful damage is annoying. In theory, it makes sense, but in practice, it makes it to where you have to spend a couple of hours doing a mind-numbing fetch quest to get all 20 in order to actually stand a chance against the bosses. Speaking of which, all caps, half the bosses in the DLC are just pure annoying or worse to fight. While some of them are cool, they just aren't fun, and that's like, everybody agrees that that's the fun part of every Soulsborne game, right? The bosses. While my experience with the DLC was overall positive, all these factors make it to where I have zero desire to ever do the DLC again.
Oh,
damn, that's a
wow.
hot take.
That is pretty hot because, like, you know, I mean, Snooty Boots is an Elden Ring man.
He sure is, yeah. His second one, the popularity of
He
stream.
has maidens.
He got them maidens.
He got the maidens.
We're on 11% battery, bro. Okay, we gotta hurry. The popularity of streaming has ruined casual online gaming. I super agree with this one. So he says, you have streamers whose whole job it is to play an online game. That's fine. But they have to continuously raise the bar and improve in order to get and maintain viewers. As this trickles down to all viewers and everyone else, it makes it to where you're actually hopping on for some casual matches, but you have to like really sweat it out or you don't stand a chance against the tryhards.
That's the Apex Legends
It's the
experience
Valorant.
in a
Yeah, it's
nutshell.
all of them.
It's like, I mean, granted, yes, you have to put practice in. You have to take time to build your skills at this. But I've played Apex. I mean, I haven't played it now in months. Like, it might be getting close to a year that I've played it, but because of this problem. But yes, it's like I played that game since beta. Over time, I could see myself just get worse. Not improve. And it didn't matter if I was using the firing range to like practice and warm up before we played. It didn't matter but the game just got progressively harder and harder to keep up with. I think because, as he's saying, the player base just was like, oh, we gotta grind.
Yeah.
And that's what it became. Because like I remember there were early games in Apex and stuff like that, and I'm not amazing or incredible by any means, and I was dropping like 13 kills. Near the end of the time when I quit playing, I would be lucky if I got 1.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's just what is happening with it. So yeah, I agree. That's a great hot take.
Another one that we got is from Fuchsia, Animal Crossing Queen. She says, here's my maybe lukewarm, hot take regarding episodic games like Life is...
Yes.
Yeah, like
We've
Life is
talked
Strange.
about this some.
She says, I have absolutely no interest in playing episodic games in their episodic format, but I'd honestly be much more interested if they release the episodes weekly or even bi-weekly. And then parentheses, dare I say, even monthly? The wait time between episodes is way too long, so it doesn't sustain the interest, and I'd rather just play them later all at once at that point.
Yep.
If they were released like episodes of a TV show, i.e. weekly, I would be interested.
I agree with that.
Hot take.
Another one that I agree with. I mean, we agree with that, and we talked about that with Life is Strange 2. Life is Strange 2, had we played it straight through from beginning of chapter 1 to chapter 5, like all in one sitting or one sitting-ish, it probably would have been a better game in our opinions. Yeah. But having it drag out for over a year was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I did not
never
care.
should have taken that.
By the time the end of the game came around, I was like, I'm finishing this just to say I finished it.
Yeah.
I do not care. So yeah, I think episodic games, if that's going to remain, I feel like they've kind of dropped off. I feel
really
like it's
fallen out of style.
I feel like it's the Life is Strange developers still trying to cling to it.
Yeah.
With what's the one that just came out?
Bloom and Rage?
Yes.
The one that Ark had comments about.
Yes.
She was displeased.
Because it's the same thing. It's like, why? Why are you doing this? Why are you making us wait for this, but not really offering anything to make it worth the wait?
Yes.
Like, if the game is good, cool. give us the game in a condensed enough time that we can actually enjoy it and get the benefit of the story.
Yeah. And then one final one from our viewers, and if I missed anybody else's, sorry, I forgot to pin them all. Whoopsies. Brandon submits, I think you guys said something about doing a hot take episode, and he did this like 3 minutes before we started recording. So this one's hot off the presses. He was just in time.
Wow.
Well, mine is that the original Resident Evil 2's B scenarios are better than Resident Evil 2R's second scenario mode. So Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Okay.
So Resident Evil 2 had the B scenarios. Resident Evil 2 Remake had the second scenario mode. He says, I can explain later if need be. So that's just going to have to be a hot take that certain people will understand.
People will understand. The Resident Evil fans out there are like, nailed it.
You know what? Here, hang on. I'm going to reply.
And say,
and I'm going to say elaborate.
Say we are recording as we speak.
No, I'm
Please
not. I'm
elaborate.
not going to give the time limit. I'm just going to say elaborate as a command, and we'll see if it comes through. All right, fingers crossed, everybody. All right, anyways, do we want to go on to my next hot take let's,
your
big hot take?
Let's do another one of yours because, like I said, I like had a really hard time. This is the one that I'm my big one is the one that I'm holding to. So let's hear another one of yours.
Jared's just such a fuzzy, warm feelings guy. He has so
honestly, but I have a good topic for the title of this episode that I'll talk about when we get to my hot take.
So this one's kind of a very multi-layered hot take, and even I'm not entirely sure where I get the gist of how I feel about it. What I'm saying is I'm not sure I can really articulate it super well.
Okay.
But I will give an example. We're going to pick on the Soulsborne games because that's the easiest example I can think of, but this argument has been around for fucking ever. It happens constantly. The argument that a difficult video game does not / should not have more accessible modes, like easy mode, story mode. Like this happens all the time with Dark Souls. A new Soulsborne game will come out.
Right.
People will say it is too hard. People will ask for things like an easy mode or a story mode. And a lot of die-hard players within that sphere, be it Soulsborne or anything else that this argument applies to, will say, well, no, that's the way the developers intended the game.
Right.
And if you're not good enough, well, that's just your own problem. That's not the hot take. The hot take isn't that take is bad. It is, but that's not the hot take.
That's like Randy Pitchford being like with the Gearbox, like with Borderlands 4. What was he like? Like, well, true fans will find a way to be able to buy it. It's like, okay, shut the fuck up.
Anyways, that's not the hot take. The hot take is I don't think you have a leg to stand on if you're the kind of person that makes those arguments, that games specifically, if you're making the argument that XYZ game should not have an easy mode or a story mode, some type of more accessible difficulty level. If you're saying that games should not have that because that's the way the developers intended them, and yet you are also a person that supports / enjoys modding, nuzlocks, randomizers, you have just canceled out your own argument because nuzlocks, randomizers, and modding are not what the developers intended.
Exactly.
And yet people adore and cherish those parts of gaming. The most diehard players will mod higher difficulties into games, which, I hate to tell you this, is an accessibility feature.
Yeah.
Because if your accessibility is that you need the game to be harder, that's still an accessibility level, my friend. So just
you're going outside of the bounds of what the developer intended.
You're going outside the bounds of what the developer intended. So my hot take is if you're the kind of person that has the idea of games don't / shouldn't need easier difficulties, but you also enjoy mods of any games of any type, whether they be fan-made or just the limits that you place on yourself.
Yeah.
Like we do Pacifist Run in Pikmin.
Yeah.
That's not actually in the game. It's an arbitrary rule that you make for yourself to make the game harder because it's something that you want. So basically I'm saying that argument completely cancels itself out if you have ever enjoyed or played a game outside of the bounds of what the developer technically intended.
Yeah. I mean, granted, it is up to the developer to place whatever limits or whatever they want into the game. I believe that there should be, and I love that there is a much greater cry from the gaming community to increase the amount of accessibility, and we have seen that in terms of with the offerings that these games have. But yes, you can't gatekeep it in that way and just be like, no. Just because you can't, parry all 100 strikes of something, it means that you just aren't fit to play this game. Like, no.
It is truly gatekeeping for the sake of gatekeeping.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with what the developers intended.
Right.
It's a total red herring.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with that. It's just good old-fashioned gatekeeping.
Just one person wanting to keep something to themselves. But no, let everyone enjoy it because games are for everyone.
Yeah.
Assholes. Okay. Let's dive into the big one because I think, I mean,
Everybody get ready to get mad.
people have heard it.
I'm feeling hot.
Well, let me turn on the AC because, you're finally feeling hot in here.
Finally.
I'm melting. But no, my hot take, and it's a recent one. It's a more recent one.
I want to throw up in my mouth.
See, I'm excited to hear why you disagree with it so much, but here it is. I did not like Astrobot. Not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying, everyone was singing its praises, saying how it's the most delightful, the most
it
fun.
won Game of the Year, bro.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
Like indie game, not full on game of the year. And also,
it
when has that
did.
ever mattered? When
It's true. It has never. That's so true to us. That has literally never mattered.
But no, I know everyone was applauding it and saying, "Oh my god, it's incredible."
Astrobot won Game of the Year at the 2024
Oh,
Game
no
Awards.
shit. Okay, I'm wrong. Okay, sorry. I apologize. But still, I say, when has that mattered for our opinions?
It really hasn't.
Because, I understand. I thought Astrobot as the intro thing to the PS5 when you got it and you got to try it out, and it had all the different things for the to get you a real good feel for what the DualSense controller can do. That was awesome, and I played that and I went through it, and I was like, when he tiptoed on the sand and you felt it in the thing, and the shakes and the vibrations when he would ice skate, and you would just feel that it just was awesome, and it really gave it this more tactile feel, a real sense, name implies, of the of being able to feel the game. And I thought that was awesome, and I loved how it included those things in it, like blowing on the microphone to I think it would unscrewed something or something like that. But all of that stuff, I was like, this is awesome. This is really fun, and this is an incredible thing to show the new technology off of what the PS5 can do. I also love that it was a love letter to Sony with all the various parts of various old consoles, controllers, and things that you could find in the world or in the levels. But for some reason, when they took that and made it into the full-blown Astrobot game, I don't know.
It just didn't hit.
It just didn't hit.
Oh my God.
I played, and I'm not saying I played 2 levels and then stopped. I played through 2, 3 of the worlds, I think. I put some time into it. And while, yes, there were still those moments of, oh, that was fun. That was cool. That was a neat little touch. And I did love seeing the various bot versions of all the old Sony PlayStation characters.
Did you like the God of War level?
Yes, that was fun.
That was fun.
And so, there's all of that stuff, and that's all very cool. But the core gameplay of it, and I'm saying, I'm going through, I wasn't just breezing through levels. I was going through collecting all of the bots. I was going for completion here. And just by the time I beat the second big boss and everything, I was kind of in moving on to the next world, I was just kind of okay. This is what the game is, and it just didn't I don't know, I kind of, but this also leads to another thing and part of the hot takes for myself, where that I kind of feel as a whole, I am starting to lose interest in platformers.
Okay, interesting.
So which could be the main thread that needs to be followed here. Not necessarily that Astrobot is a bad game. I'm not saying that it is.
That is what he's saying.
It just did not click for me. The title for this episode is going to be, well, it's official, Jarrett hates fun. So, because that's
We've always known.
We've always known, and now it's just true. He just pretends
Any
to like
man
these
who
games.
loves the Order 1886 must be a man who hates fun.
He just loves to punish himself. But no, the boss fights felt simple. The one that was the pirate guy on the, he was made out of barrels and he shot the cannonballs at you.
Yeah.
You just dodged his shots twice, knocked the armor off his legs, hopped up to the top of him, and and bounced on top of his head. Like, I don't know. Like, it just...
This is not a counter argument, and I'm not trying to like undermine what you're saying at all, because it's just opinion.
Sure.
That's just going to be what it is. But that is every single Mario boss ever.
It is. Which leads to my next thing of, we played Mario Wonder, and that was kind of okay.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of a hot take too. Well, I'm not sure if that's really
what I mean.
hot
Like,
take.
But like, I played the last, the Mario and the one before it. The
Mario
3D
Wonder and the
World,
one? Oh, yes.
Bowser's Fury and stuff like that. Like, I have fun playing them because like Sam and I play them together, and they're a lot of fun doing that with her and stuff. But like, there was times like after Wonder, when Wonder came out and everything, and even to an extent Odyssey, I would say, like I played them and I was like, this is fun, but never, and you know, I enjoy that I'm having another Mario story and like getting all of this stuff, but like the gameplay loop just felt relatively easy and not hard. And that's kind of what Astrobot is. And maybe right now, because here's what it is. Playing Bloodborne last year unlocked this need for difficulty. And now I'm just like, scrub games.
God.
I have no time for you. But no, that's not it. It's
funny.
just it is just like when I have it. That's why I'm loving Clear Obscure, because it's like a really big challenge.
It is
like,
quite challenging.
It's a new game style for me in the turn-based RPG. But then also like the combat's pretty. You got to be
fun.
precise.
Yeah,
you got to be
ready
right with your timing. So like that's very fun to me. Veilguard, of all the like tying together of the things, you know, putting the skills and abilities, seeing how they stack. Like there's just more to it. And I think that just for right now, when I get the time to, you know, in the day to play a game or something like that, that's kind of what I'm wanting. And while yes, Astrobot, Mario, and all these platformers are very fun, and I still see platformers that come out like the new Ninja Gaiden one that we were just talking about. That looks awesome, but it also looks like it's going to be hard.
Yeah,
which,
it do look. I mean, Ninja Gaiden is well known for being hard.
So you know,
so it's going to be, I think, maybe more along the lines of, oh dear, I've clicked
you just
on
clicked
something
else.
Oh
You're good.
God,
You're
okay.
good. You're good.
The laptop was about the many computers were about to go to sleep.
But it's just. I don't know. I think just maybe like I appreciate what they're doing, and I appreciate what Astrobot did, and like it's still like, yes, it's super delightful that you're like your spaceship's a PS5 and you're rebuilding it by putting together all the little parts and pieces, and it's cool. Like I said, doing the little you know, trying out and finding all the puzzles and stuff to find the other bots, but. Just like I said, by the time, and I think it could have been too, because I was doing the completion like and just going for every little nook and cranny. But I was just like, I just kind of got bored.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously can't knock you for this one because we just
You wanted to fight me about it earlier.
Well, we just went through a long tangent about how no one can convince us that Inquisition was the better game. So it's just a matter of opinion.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things where I do think your opinion is wrong.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like, because literally, I'm the only person I think who was kind of like, yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, I haven't heard many people that played
you
Astro.
loved it.
Michael loved it.
Michael loved it. Kirok loves it. Like, you know, it's not me. Everybody who's played it that I've heard from has loved it. And I like wanted to give it a chance, and I even like stuck with it longer than I felt like, because I was like, okay, there must be something I'm missing that I haven't. Is there? Like, does it really like?
No. So I think that if you played as much as you played and it wasn't hitting, as tragic as I find that to be, I don't think you ever would have gotten to a point where it felt considerably better.
Okay.
Like for me, every little moment of joy and wonder in Astrobot really landed. And I really enjoyed the gameplay loop. I really liked finding all of the little bots, not just the important ones, but also the little random bots that would just be like clinging onto trees, and I'd be like, buddy, what are you doing out there? Just give him a little punch, stick him in my little PS5 controller spaceship, and we'll get out of here. I thought all of these soundtracks were phenomenal, and that carried a lot of the levels for me. I loved all of the level designs. I thought they were really innovative. I have an especial fondness for the casino level.
Okay, I don't know if I got to that one.
Oh, no, you would have. If you made it, you said you played maybe 2 or 3 of the worlds? Yeah, that maybe it was just past where you made it to.
Because I don't think I played the casino.
I want to say that it was maybe in World 2, but I could be wrong about that. Anyways, there was a lot of levels that I just really loved. I thought their designs were awesome. Oh, it was the level where you had the ability to like dramatically slow down time.
Oh, yeah. See, no, I don't think I got to that one.
Okay, well, so that's what I'm saying, that a lot of the levels had really interesting mechanics that I just found, super charming. Like when you become a teeny tiny little mouse. So fun!
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, okay.
So fun. I thought all of the mechanics were really fun and interesting. It very much had that Mario Odyssey flavor for me because you've got Cappy, and Cappy turns you into all these different things like the frog and the little bird with the long beak that like stabs into walls.
But I did like that part about Odyssey.
But also that was years ago.
Yeah.
So maybe it really is just that like your time with platformers has cooled off. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe it won't.
I'm sure it will. Like, because I do want to try the Ninja Gaiden. You know, I mean, the previous other one that I can think of that I like really actually finished, like platform that I finished outside of a Mario or Astrobot was like Blasphemous.
I was gonna say
but like
Blasphemous.
that's like that was a hard game too.
I'm honestly not even sure if Blasphemous counts as a platform.
Yeah, probably not.
It's like in its own little league.
It's like that and what's the one that you love?
Ori and the Blind Forest.
No. Oh, fantastic. See, I loved Ori and the Blind Forest because that one had like, you know, again, fantastic story, emotional story there. Music's great, but then it also did like have like the combat was more challenging because the enemies were more varied. Like this one,
a lot of the gauntlet runs were very precise.
Very precise.
Yeah.
You know, there was that moment. I think that was the point, the thing of Astrobot. Astrobot, which I get for maybe the audience that I was going for, but Astrobot just kind of felt like a game that I could just like meander my way through and mess up and it would still just end and, you know, and be fine. And I just kind of now want a more focused, a little bit more of a like a brain think game.
That makes a lot of sense because something that I actually like, Astrobot in my mind falls into my special category of Sunday morning game. Like this was not a nighttime game. There are nighttime games and then there are Sunday and Saturday morning games. That's where I'm doing my meandering. I'm doing my relaxing. So this was like in my mind occasionally a challenging, like some of the Astrobot does have a few very challenging platforming levels. Maybe you just didn't get to them because they were optional. But like I said, they weren't everywhere.
Yeah.
So if you weren't enjoying the meat of the game to progress it, I don't think it really would have made a big difference.
Yeah.
So unfortunate, but I mean, I can't really knock you just for having an opinion. I do think you're wrong. But
I know. And everybody else will too. I'll be flamed in the comments, I'm sure. But it just, you know, and it takes bravery to stand up here and say that, everybody. I want everyone
what a
to
brave
like
man.
Pat me on the back for being so brave. But no,
boy.
As much as and I honestly went into it being like, I can't wait to play because I had heard from everyone how good it was. So I went into it legitimately ready to enjoy it, ready to like it. And just after that, by the time I finished like the second boss or whatever that was, and you know, the main world boss or whatever, and just was going on to the next galaxy, I was just kind of like, I get it.
K-Triste.
I'm sorry.
Truly tragic.
I'm sorry. It's just true.
What a bummer.
It's just what it is. But yeah, so I hate fun apparently.
Well, guess what? In the meantime, Brandon did manage to elaborate a little bit on his hot take that the Resident Evil 2's original B scenarios are better than Resident Evil 2 Remake's second scenario mode. And he goes on to say, the short of it is that the first and second run modes of Resident Evil 2 Remake don't complement each other the way that the A and B scenarios of the original Resi 2 do. He says, Resident Evil 2 Remake is so close to being one of my favorite games of all time, but this clear downgrade from the original holds it back for me.
Oh.
Nice.
Interesting. Very cool.
All right. Are you ready for my final big hot take?
Hit me with it.
Oh, wait. I feel like I thought of a little tiny one in the meantime that... Oh, okay. Here, you ready for a tiny bonus hot take that I'm not going to elaborate on?
Okay.
And that also I kind of don't even really fully believe in. But I had the thought and I was like, you know what? That might be a hot take.
Say the hot take.
Claire Obscure's abilities and the way that they are miniature QuickTime events, but really challenging ones, is a ripoff of the Legend of Dragoon's addition system.
I mean, honestly, if you're talking about QuickTime events in combat and just being a ripoff, that was the Order 1886. Now, let's just talk about those QuickTime events.
This was JRPG turn-based combat, and Legend of Dragoon did that first. I'm sure other
Claire
games
Obscure
have done
just
it.
full of copycats.
Just full. We
God
love
damn,
Claire
a
Obscure,
full
we
of
swear.
copycat game.
Anyways,
No, I'm excited to get to our review episode because I have thoughts.
It's going to be awesome.
That I hate it.
Oh my
Just
God,
kidding.
God, I hope not.
No, I'm having a great time.
One of us will not leave this room.
No, here's my final hot take. Microtransactions are a good thing.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
That would be devastating, Jared.
That causes everyone to leave the Discord. They're like,
Wait,
no.
no, my real hot take, Rage 2 was good, actually. Jared would kick me off the shit. Just hit record and record. recording. Oh my God, absolutely not.
That game is a hot take that we both shared. Then that it was terrible.
Again, I'm not really going to elaborate on it, but one of my oldest hot takes is that I liked BioShock 2 more than BioShock 1.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that is a good
And
one.
I feel like nobody agrees with me on that, and I'm not going to elaborate. BioShock was unplayable.
What?
I hated it.
Really?
BioShock 2 was good.
Okay, you're
BioShock
gonna have to
1's
elaborate a
bad.
little bit. Why did you hate BioShock 1? Because I thought BioShock 1 was awesome.
So in fairness, I played BioShock 2 first.
Ah,
so
okay.
it could be firstism bias.
Sure.
I just did not. It's kind of like with Astrobot. I couldn't explain to you what it was about BioShock that I hated, but I was playing it, and Bro Mogan was next to me,
Yeah.
and he watched me really like make a go of it. And there was a point where I was like, "This game is
sucks.
bad. The combat was not fun."
I remember that the combat took me like a little bit of a learning curve. Like the aiming didn't feel quite tight enough, like or whatever. So it just felt, I don't know, like a little bit looser, or like there was some timing you had to get down with using. What were the abilities called? Phasmas, something like that. Phas something.
You're totally you're plasmids.
Plasmids. Thank you.
Yeah, we got there.
So you using those like had a little bit of time, so it was like, and like uses too. So I feel like it just like took me a second to get used to it. It's been a long time since I played BioShock, so I'm not totally familiar or remember correctly. But yeah, but after a while, I like got into it, and then especially got to the parts like. But I think that too was the one that like the story really carried it for me too, because like you got the parts with like Cohen's masterpiece and everything. Which, side note, in January-ish, I went with Michael to a like video game music thingy, and one of the songs that they played was Cohen's masterpiece.
Oh, that's cool.
Fucking A, it was good.
That's
It was
awesome.
so cool to hear it live.
I'm not saying it doesn't have a good story, and that it's because the
yeah.
story is really fun. I just
And the twist at the end, I was like,
an
holy shit.
unplayably bad
Yeah,
game.
I get that. I mean, but that's me with Fallout. Another hot take. I did not like the Fallout series. I tried, and I played many hours into Fallout 3. This is pre-Fallout 4, but like I put many hours into Fallout 3, being like, I've heard great things. I know people say like New Vegas is like the game of games, and I was like, let's see what it is. And I swear that was the most like just boring. Like, just felt everything I did was pointless, because you would find a toothpick and you're like, fantastic, let's go pick a lock, and it broke. And you would try to get another one and it would break. And it just like, everything just felt like, I understand it's like this like post-apocalyptic world, everything's falling apart and you're just trying to make your way through it. But it was like, it was almost just like it was intentionally making everything so easy to break and fuck up and miss shots that I was just like, this game is wanting me to fail. And that got so very frustrating to
Yeah,
me.
I understand. Are you ready for my final hot take, which I think is really kind of the one that might be my hottest take?
Let's hear
because
it.
when I accidentally trialed this, because I just blurted out my opinion during Magic the Gathering night, when we were playing the Final Fantasy sets.
Oh, yeah.
I was playing with Bro Mogan, Snooty Boots, Waves, and I said my opinion, and it perfectly split the room.
Ooh.
Two were vehemently opposed, myself included, and one other were like, yeah, well, I'm obviously very pro. Waves was like, yeah, I can get on board with that. So it was like a lukewarm yes,
Yeah.
a fervent yes from me, and then two diametrically opposed no's. So my hot take, which you unfortunately will not be able to really gel with at all,
Okay.
is that Yuna is the true protagonist of Final Fantasy X.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, he
know.
knows. He
I know.
definitely knows.
Fucking Yuna, she's great.
For real knows. So I have a couple of supporting arguments for this.
Okay, tell
So
me.
number one, Yuna's the one who got a sequel. So direct sequels in Final Fantasy have historically been very rare.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 13 got a couple, which was pretty unique. But before Final Fantasy 10, I think that was the first one that actually got a direct sequel. And who got the direct sequel? Yuna. Titus didn't get a direct sequel. You know why? This is a spoiler for Final Fantasy X in case you were ever going to finish and play the game.
Yeah.
Titus dies. Not only does he die, he wasn't ever really real to begin with. He is an idea that the Faith, you're just going to have to roll with this,
Sure.
summoned into Spira at Yuna's time because Yuna needed him. She didn't know that she needed him necessarily, but she's the one on the hero's quest. She's the one on the grand quest to defeat sin and save the world. Titus just got, air quotes, time warped. It's not really time warp. Titus just got time warped into that scenario. He was not the impetus for it. She was already on the journey. He just kind of showed up, and then everybody rolled with it because everybody assumes that they're just air quotes time travelers, or Titus assumes that he's a time traveler. So it's like she's the one on the hero's journey. Everyone in the story, including Titus, they all revolve around her. Supporting argument, in the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy card releases, there's Yuna Grand Summoner. And then the other NPCs that are playable characters as your party members in Final Fantasy X, they also have cards. You know what all of their cards say? Yuna's Blank Guardian. And it'll be like Yuna's Wise Guardian. Yuna's like dedicated or like Loyal Guardian, something like that. They are Yuna's 'S Guardians. She's the protagonist.
Yeah.
They all revolve around her. And there's so many people that are still like, no, Titus is the protagonist. Titus is the narrative device. He is the person that you see the events. He's the POV. You see the events play out from his perspective, but he's not the protagonist. Yuna is. That's my hot take on Final Fantasy X. Okay. And if you want to fight about it in the Discord, you're welcome to.
I love it. I love that energy. I'm gonna follow up with one that I just thought of, and I think
did I
this
help
one
jog your memory?
I think you did.
Excellent.
Because I don't know what part of it made you jog the memory, but here's my final hot take. Because I was talking about it with a guy at work and everything, and again, I'm not yucking your yum. If you love these games,
you should be. I'm gonna yuck everybody's
or anything
yum.
like that. I think Kojima has jumped the shark.
Oh, that's a bold take, my friend, especially in our Discord.
I know.
Oh my
That's
God.
what I'm saying.
Jared, we're gonna lose a patron. you have to delete that.
I'm just
you
saying.
Edit that out.
No, I really
God.
do, because like I understand, and I say this. This is probably even what makes it even more of a hot take when I say I haven't played a single Kojima game, but I'm sorry. If you like, it's more so I will say with Death Stranding and Death Stranding 2 that I really have felt this, because I know that like the Metal Gear games have had long solid history there, and it generally held as regard. But maybe it's more Kojima. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but basically it's just like
I feel like the best
so
hot
funny.
takes don't have much to back them up.
Oh,
They're
for sure.
just hot
it's just
takes.
how I feel, because like people will talk about how deep and like layered Kojima's games are, and like how they have all this like hidden meaning, and you got to find stuff. But then he turns around and goes, "Your main character's name is Sam Bridges, and he builds bridges to connect the world."
Fair enough. That do be a somewhat fair assessment of the naming conventions of the main character.
I mean, it's just kind of like that's just kind of the feel that I have. It's just like that, and then like if you looked at Death Stranding or watch the trailer, I mean, maybe the argument can be for Death Stranding 1, you can kind of get the idea of what's going on. Death Stranding 2, I have no idea what the fuck is happening. And like, and again, this is from purely like, I've watched cutscenes, I've watched gameplay segments. This is not from just like me sitting with like no knowledge of the game. Like I don't understand what's happening. And it's like so weird. I don't understand how anyone makes sense of it. And I'm not saying that like, and again, that's just probably me from like not having the knowledge, but just like from the outset, I would be spending so much time just being like, what? That I think I would miss any point this game was trying to actually make.
I would love to know. I don't really have an opinion on that opinion either way, but I would love like to see a focus group of people that had never heard of or played any of Hideo Kojima's prior games. I would love to know what they think about specifically Death Stranding and Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
Like if you just put them in a room, had them play those two games alone, and then give their honest thoughts about it. Like if they didn't have the knowledge of it's a Kojima game, how would their opinions maybe differ from somebody that does have that background knowledge?
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so somebody wants to explain this to me, please. I'm all ears, and I would love to hear. But it's kind of the thing that just like I've seen, like the Troy Baker's character in Death Stranding 2, Higgs. He's the bad guy from the first one, I think. But now in the second one, he has like a completely different appearance. He looks like a evil court jester, basically, like with like face paint and stuff, and he's got this all red armor on and different stuff like this. But then his main weapon is a guitar that he plays, and it like shoots fire and electricity, and it's just kind of like, what And then there's like a part that I saw like on TikTok or something that like if you sit and leave Sam, your character, just like not doing anything, you just like set the controller down and stuff like that, and let him just sit there. He eventually like falls asleep, but then Higgs shows up, like appears next to him, and then like you think they're gonna like make out all of a sudden.
Well, now I'm interested. You've got my attention again.
Tentacle comes out of Higgs's mouth and goes like into Norman Reedus's, and I'm like, what is this? Why does Lea Seydoux have a fucking little marionette? Why does she have two little hands that just like sit on her chest like this and just light her cigarettes and do other things? It's like, what is this? And then at the same time, I'm supposed to be saving the Earth from what? You just got like a baby, that kid that spits you back out when you regenerate. It's so wild in all the different things you like see just from it and thrown about. I'm like, how does this make any kind of cohesive sense? And I would dare to venture.
Any cohesive sense?
I love it. Love
Got
it.
one.
But I would venture to say it doesn't make sense. And you're just along for the ride because it's Kojima. You know what I mean?
That's an interesting, that I feel like that is definitely a hot take.
Because there's also like the character that looks exactly like Solid Snake, but isn't Solid Snake. He like has the bandana, everything. Looks just like him. And they're like, oh my God, this is a reference to Solid Snake. Kojima's like, no, it's not. It's a new character. And you're like, no, it's not!
Liar!
Don't gaslight me, Kojima. You can't make a dude that is the same. Like if you held two next to each other, you're like, yeah, sure, it's just a newer version. It's the same picture.
It's the same picture.
No, you can't be like, no, it's different and has completely different meaning. You're reading too much into this. No, Kojima, you're into your head too much.
That's an interesting take.
It's a half jokey hot take, but it's also half serious.
I also don't have enough knowledge to be able to support or refute any of that. So everybody leave me out of it in the comments. This is a Jarrett take.
No. Every opinion presented on this show is shared.
Joint opinions.
You can't escape
we have shared custody of all opinions presented.
So yeah.
Oh man.
I'll just end it on that one.
I feel like you saved your most explosive one that you didn't even have formulated
that I didn't even have ready.
For last.
It just came to mind, and I was like, "Bam, there it is." Because like my buddy and I at work, we talked about this for a while, watching various scenes of like Death Stranding 2, various parts of it, going to various things, and just like, what is even happening? So yeah, that's it.
Boy.
I think Kojima jumped the shark. Those, I think, are some of our more recent hot takes. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I let everyone down and didn't like Astrobot.
I would like to know which of our many hot takes today you thought was the hottest.
Yes.
And then, of course, comment down below with your hot takes. And if you haven't already put them in our Discord, feel free to do it there.
Join us there on the Discord where you can send us your messages, or you can send us an email at teamchatpodcast@gmail.com. We would love to hear your hot takes as well. But for now, everybody, we're going to take a minute and cool off from these hot takes. It got heated in here.
It did.
It did.
Yeah.
We shared some fierce opinions.
We did.
And we fought to them and defended them to the death. And so now it is time to relax and chill for this evening. But we hope, everyone, that you have a great week and that you enjoyed this episode. And we will see you all back on the next one next week. Or actually, it's stream time next week. So we'll be streaming.
It is.
We'll be doing some stream. What should we stream?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask people.
Yeah.
Because
What do you want us to
we're
stream?
between games.
Yeah. So let us know. Let us know in the
Opportunities
comments.
abound.
Or in the Discord.
Yeah.
What we'll see. So we'll see you back next week for our stream week for Team Chat Plays. But until then, everybody, have a great week. We'll see you on the next day.
Adios.
Bye.